Live from WQAD, News 8 at 10 starts now.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Johnnie Jindrich. Tonight, Denise and Jim have the night off. In your top story, Clinton police are investigating 2 shootings that sent 2 people to the hospital. Police first got a call about gunshots around 1:30 this afternoon at Shell Central on 2nd Avenue South. They later found a 35-year-old man with a gunshot wound just down the street. About 2 hours later, police got a call about another shooting nearby at the intersection of 1st Avenue and 2nd Avenue South. Police found a 26-year-old gunshot victim there. Both men were taken to the hospital. So far, no arrests have been made. After a vote by the Muscatine City Council to start the process of removing its mayor, charges against Mayor Diana Brodersen have still not been filed. News 8's Jessica Dedita joins us in studio with why charges are still at a standstill.
Johnny, charges against Mayor Diana Brodersen were expected to be made public last Friday. Now, Muscatine attorney Matthew Brick says charges for Mayor Brodersen may not be filed for weeks. Exactly what those charges are still unclear. Brodersen reportedly filed complaints against city staff requesting a financial audit from the state's auditor's office. The city says Brodersen claims cost more than $100,000 in legal fees to fight. 2 weeks ago, the city council voted to start the process of removing its mayor. At the time, council members did not give a reason for their vote. Brodersen says she still doesn't know all of the allegations brought against her and says the council and city attorney owe it to her and the people of Muscatine to release its findings.
I'm very concerned about how much of the taxpayers' money they've been spending all year to fight against me. People work hard for their money. They certainly don't want it spent frivolously just because you don't like someone. I'm expecting them to say that I said this or I did this and throw all kinds of petty things that they've tried to garner throughout the year.
The city attorney says he hasn't seen many cases in Iowa where removal charges are being handled by the city council. He says he's working on a clear process so both parties can present fair arguments.
Thank you, Jessica. If no evidence under state law is found for removing the mayor, the findings will go to city council. If charges are filed, a hearing date will be set 10 days after the mayor receives a notice. Well, our stretch of nice weather will soon be replaced with snow. Snow is already starting to fall further west. This is a live look in Ames, Iowa, where roads are covered with some snow. Storm Track 8 chief meteorologist joins us now with the first check of our forecast tonight. James?
Johnny, we are seeing a little snow out there. They could be seeing upwards of maybe 2 to 3 inches around Ames before it's all said and done. You can actually get an idea where the freezing line is or where the rain snow line is just north of Interstate 80 all the way eastward as you go right near the Tipton area. This will continue to slowly migrate its way northward. So the rains that we're seeing from around the Quad Cities and around Clinton, it even points southward, that too is going to be slowly migrating its way northward as well until it gets to about Highway 20. That's going to be the area, not just late tonight, but certainly going to Wednesday and Wednesday night where I think roadways are going to get a little slick. And you can see the system stretches all the way back around the plains. It's really going to be on the backside of the system that we see around South Dakota and northern Nebraska. That will have an impact on us, but not until later in the day tomorrow. Temperatures, as you can see, for really pretty much all of our hometowns are above freezing, and it's going to stay steady as we go throughout the night. 38 degrees in the Quad Cities. That is our high for the day, by the way. 38 degrees. Not expect to see that temperature drop too much, but we are anticipating those temperatures to drop later tomorrow, thus bringing in some of that snow as well. Hey, we'll tell you what type of snowfall amounts we're looking at. Not too great still, okay? I'll tell you those amounts coming up in just a few minutes, Johnny.
Thank you, James. New at 10, protests breaking out in Chicago today. Crowds say they're over President Donald Trump's actions.
Off workers' backs! What? Take Goldman Sachs! Off workers' backs!
Demonstrators held signs and marched through downtown. At least 6 people were arrested for blocking traffic. Organizers say they're angry about corporate greed and the repeal of Obamacare. A hearing for an Andalusia man accused of a deadly drunk driving accident has been pushed back for the second time this week. Defendant Mitch Gayer was expected to plead guilty today in the 2013 crash that killed 2 people. While friends and family waited for it to start, State's Attorney John McGehee announced the hearing was off because Gayer wasn't there. Family and friends say they're frustrated.
It just seems like every single curveball has been thrown in this whole case. It's just one court date after the other. It's constantly getting pushed back, pushed back, pushed back.
3 years.
3 years.
The state's attorney says there was a miscommunication between Gayer and his defense attorney. The hearing was rescheduled for tomorrow. We have new details on potential budget cuts in the Rock Island School District. Tonight, school board members heard 3 ways to trim $1 million from next year's budget. Recommendations include reducing capital expenditures, increasing class sizes in kindergarten through 2nd grade, and eliminating the dean positions at the 2 junior high schools. A full budget will be presented next month. Davenport school leaders are laying out a 3-year plan to cut about $18 million. The plan cuts staffing through retirements and attrition, increases some class sizes, and even closes an unnamed school by 2020. Enrollment dropped by more than 300 students last year. The district has lost some 3,000 students since 1991.
We wanted to continue every possible program because we care about our students, care about our families, care about our communities. We just can't keep doing that.
Dr. Tate also pledges to continue spending money from district reserves. He's fighting a state funding formula he believes shortchanges Davenport students. The school board will present its budget in late March. Well, family life is changing as moms and dads juggle work, home, and kids. In nearly half of 2-parent families, both parents work full-time. That's why a Davenport elementary school is reaching out to help. News 8's Jenna Morton explains the program that's helping parents make ends meet.
After-school programs like this one are helping parents in more ways than one. Whether it's Zumba
to the Emerald City, said Dorothy,
or helping out with schoolwork.
But first,
Madison Elementary seems to offer it all.
Students are only doing as well as what their families are doing. And that's true at all age levels, but it's especially true at the elementary level.
Very nice.
It's a full-service school.
Without them, I don't know where I would be, really. I really don't.
Offering an after-school program so working parents like Melissa Levi
can't afford it.
Don't have to worry about who's going to take care of her son.
They have no idea how much it means to us. But when you're working every day and you're trying to work every day and you try to make ends meet.
But the program goes beyond the classroom.
My toothpaste should go into a basket.
Downstairs is a school-based food pantry.
Those are awesome. Thank you so much.
Free for families to choose whatever food they need.
We're offering a hand up instead of a handout.
Riverbend Food Bank supplies the food while volunteers from St. Paul's Lutheran Church run it.
And they can focus on other financial concerns or other issues that they might have in their lives. We all know families whose furnace has gone out or their car has broken down.
Not only that, the school offers health and wellness checks for students.
Sometimes people say to me, well, is that really the responsibility of the school? And I always answer that the same way. Of course it is, because the student is the responsibility of the school.
Working to not only help the students succeed, but also its families like Melissa's.
So every little help we can get, we truly appreciate it.
Jenna Morton, WQAD News 8.
The program is funded through grants. Right now, there are 5 schools in the Davenport School District that are full-service schools, and there's hope to expand. Coming up on News 8 at 10, media blackout, why President Donald Trump is ordering some federal agencies to stay quiet.